I want to talk about a few additional resources. So as you're, kind of going through this process and forming this story out to your teams and out to your customers, there are other things that are going to come up, additional deliverables that you might need to have to help encourage success and get your team on board with what the vision is. First off, when we do the story mapping exercise, it is an Agile activity, so it leads directly into product backlog management. We typically have a project manager on the team that's responsible for managing that backlog, and we can use that to help determine a sprint plan. And that's something that we like to surface as well. I think it's very important to kind of understand while you're telling the story and you're selling people on the idea of it, hopefully you're successful, and then the result is that they want to know, when and where and how, how can I get this and when can I get it? So, being prepared to say like, hey, we think it's roughly going to take 3 months or 6 months is super helpful, assuming you do a great job selling to them, Also, we have our Agile DevOps process guidelines. It's important that, whenever you kick off any project, that the team's on the right foot, they're following the right procedures. There's no time like day one in any software project to make sure that the team is following the right practices. We also work with the technology teams to make sure that we have diagrams, to make sure everyone knows what the architecture looks like, provide documentation where needed, and even reference code can be super helpful to make sure that the team is successful when they get off and start kind of going down that effort. The other resource I wanted to show was this Overflow Dot Io. It is a new product, but it looks very promising, and I wanted to show it off with you guys. Here is just the example from their site, and you see we're basically doing the process that we described, where you're taking those stories and you're combining them with the visuals to provide a visual story. And here you can click on any part of the design and go through the steps. So first thing I need to do is go to sign up. So I'll click here and I go to sign up. Now I need to sign in to unlock the content. So I click on sign in. And these are basically tools that you can give to the users and you can give to the customers and stakeholders to be able to experience what your software is going to look like before making any investments and actually building it out, and really can help sell, or kind of present that back of a napkin idea that you have to others. All right, and the last bit of resources I want to show here is a couple of slides. We'll be able to get you guys these slides afterwards. We'll shoot you an email. But a lot of kind of looking at the Agile software process and how we go about doing collaborative design within that process and doing the story mapping. There's also a lot of these user experience workshops. Google Ventures has done a really nice job of creating what they call their sprint, which is a 5-day workshop exercise that helps them solve big problems within organizations. And a lot of, the way in which we do things, the way we think about things is influenced by that. So if you have not seen that, I would definitely recommend that. And then when I talked about using Sketch and Envision, there is a nice article here that talks about that workflow and shows how you can create the designs and push them into an online prototype so that your users and other people in the organization can easily see what you're trying to do.